Good evening and welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. The Yankees bullpen blows it in the Bronx. It's New York Minute Sports. It's New York sports for New York nuts. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to subscribe. Let's go!
And you blew it! You blew it.
It's New York Minute Sports.
Well, there you have it, folks. Welcome to another installment of the New York Minute Sports Show. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to visit the New York Nuts merch store. Well, that was surprising tonight, and the New York Yankees lose 9-7 to the hated, despised, rivaled Houston banging on trash can cheater Altuve Astros in the Bronx tonight. But you know what? It wasn't that the New York Yankees didn't score any runs, what we become accustomed to for the last month and a half. No. It was the bullpen tonight. Where'd this come from? And the Yankees had plenty of runs and plenty of hits, but the bullpen let them down tonight. And that's a huge surprise for me and the New York Nuts right here on this channel. You know, when the Yankees score 5 runs, they win the game 90% of the time. Tonight, the New York Yankees blew 3 leads. They gave up 6 runs after 6 innings, and the main culprit tonight, my jaw was on the ground. I had to take a double look. It was none other than Hedrick. Hedrick gives up the 3-run home run to the Astros tonight, and it was only the 4th he has given up all season long. It's the first home run he's given up since May 21st. If anything has been steady on this team, you know it's been Hedrick in the 8th inning this year, shutting it down for the New York Yankees. Then talking about another guy that's been struggling for about a month and a half now would be none other than Fernando Cruz, who gives up the home run tonight, losing his shit in the dugout. I'd be frustrated too. He's not been able to find that breaking ball for the last month and a half, and the New York Yankees blow a huge chance to gain ground on the Tampa Bay Rays tonight, who lost to the Tigers. They could have went up a game, but no. The Boston Red Sox win. Now there's only a 2-game difference between the Boston Red Sox and the New York Yankees in the loss column. And you know what? This just adds to my hatred of the Houston Astros. This franchise has been eating our lunch for the past decade. Whether they cheated, whether they played fair, they've been owning us. And tonight was going to be a statement night for the New York Yankees. And when Warren went out of the game, I felt confident. I was having fun watching this game until I wasn't having fun anymore, because earlier in the game, the New York Yankees had offensive life all over the place, and it started with none other than 600 milligrams. Cody Bellinger with the 3-run bomb. Even before he got hurt, the power was not there this year. And you know what's so funny? Some of the New York Nuts were commenting, why is Cody Bellinger hitting in the cleanup spot? And I was asking the same question, but I guess we got our answer tonight. Cody Bellinger adding a power surge to the New York Yankees. And this is the dynamic of when guys are coming back to the lineup. Just their presence and the way they need to approach this lineup with Cody Bellinger being there now and protection in the lineup for everybody else. And now Aaron Judge has been running all over the field in the Bronx. It looks like he's going to be coming back September 10th. He's been doing baseball activity, guys. He is ramping up. And as the New York Yankees gain this pieces, with all the guys that have been playing while everyone's hurt, this team will be galvanized and better for it because the bench players have been getting reps. Speaking of guys that will probably eventually be bench players, but are making the decision difficult on the New York Yankees, was Luis Garcia Jr. tonight with 4 hits, 3 RBIs, 1 home run. He went 4 for 5 tonight. And I know a lot of people were down on this guy and Ramos. Listen, Ramos is just a bridge guy until Cody Bellinger came back. That's why you're not seeing him anymore. But Luis Garcia Jr. is like a Jazz Chisholm acquisition or a Caballero acquisition from last year where there's contractual control for the next 2 years. Luis Garcia Jr. is part of the future. That's why Paul Goldschmidt has been on the back of a milk carton, but time off for him is great. Just get him ready for the postseason. But Luis Garcia Jr. shows you the power that he has tonight, and you can see him getting more comfortable at the stadium. It takes time for guys to adjust. Like I've said, there's 8 Washington National fans in Washington, D.C., okay? It's easy to play there sometimes, not when you're under the microscope of the Yankees, but Luis Garcia Jr. just shows you what he can do in the box, even against lefties tonight. And you know what? Even though the Yankees lost the game, they lost traction on the Rays, and they lost a game to the Boston Red Sox. You know what? A month ago, the New York Yankees would have lost this game. They would have packed it in the 3rd inning. The New York Yankees had to have the lead 3 times if they had 3 blown leads. And that hasn't happened since the All-Star break with this team. We're starting to see this team come alive offensively. I've been beating the drum for the past month here. They have been so bad all year long. They have to eventually start hitting. What goes up must come down in baseball. And you know what? John Sterling said it best himself. You know, that's baseball, Susan. And that's a perfect example tonight. The New York Yankees have 10 hits. They've been getting what seems like 10 hits every single game, which is a great sign. And then their bullpen blows it tonight. But you know what? It's the law of averages in baseball, guys. When a bullpen is that locked down, they're eventually going to have a blip in the radar. And of course, it's our most locked down guy tonight, like Hedrick. The one thing that I will say with the silver lining in Cruz is, if his breaking ball is going bad now, those guys need about 3 weeks of calibration to get their pitch correct. If he starts getting his stuff back by the end of September, that's all we need, is Cruz hitting his stride. And when he's on, he's one of the most unhittable pitchers in the bullpen and all of Major League Baseball. And now as the offense starts to turn the page and starts to heat up a little bit, and we start to see hits in the hit column, 2 guys that are slowly creeping up their batting average, Ben Rice and Lombard Jr. This was Lombard Jr.'s 18th game, and yes, he needs to calm down in the field. The reason he's having problems with the transitions and throwing to first is because he's moving too fast. He's almost so good and so quick, he wants to show you how good he is. Ashpet. Take it easy and take your time, and he'll be fine. But you know what? The one thing I do see a comp with him and Jeter, it always seems like he's good for 1 hit a night. He might go 1 for 4, 1 for 3, but he's on base and he's getting a hit and he's always contributing, it seems like. And that's what separates the really good players from the decent players. Ben Rice seems like he continues to come out of his slump. He's starting to contribute every single night. And you know what? Let's give props to Jazz Chisholm. Getting on base tonight with the walk, then stealing a bag. That's all we need him to do. And I think that his approach has changed now since the 50-50 years out the window. The big stats, big contract year, that's out the window. Now he can change his approach at the plate, and he can bunt, he can hit for singles. Even look at the single down the right field line tonight. That was great. Jazz a month and a half ago would be trying to put that ball in the seats. He swung 70% less, and that's how he got the single. So hopefully Jazz has had an epiphany or weight lifted off of his shoulders now, knowing that that whole thing and the whole weight that he put on his shoulders all season long in the beginning, that's gone. So now he can free up. Also, I heard on the broadcast them asking themselves, Michael Kay and Paul O'Neill, that is, why Caballero is struggling so much at the plate. And you know what? It makes me scratch my head why these guys ask these questions sometimes. It's easy. The reason that José Caballero is lost at the plate right now is, do you see how the New York Yankees have been utilizing this guy for the past month? They put Anthony Volpe over him. When Caballero was playing in the beginning of the season, he was one of the best contributors on this team. They brought Anthony Volpe up and they said, hey, Caballero is the starting shortstop of this team. That's it. End of story. Then we saw Volpe's dopey face playing shortstop every single day. And I don't know about you guys, I saw in the comment section a lot, people going, where's Caballero? Where's Caballero? And then when they put him in the 9 spot all season long, which cuts down on his at-bats. he should be at the top of this lineup in the 1 spot or the 2 spot. What also contributes to José Caballero's funk right now is the pitch clock. When they change the rules in the middle of the season, he goes, "You're picking on me! You're picking on me!" He needed to adjust to it, and he finally started to get his grip back, but then he wound up on the bench again. I kept saying on this show, is José Caballero in the Yankees doghouse? And I think we got that answer because until Ryan McMahon went down, José Caballero was kind of on the back of a milk carton. Now, since McMahon went down, they expect him to come in and produce right away. After you've been messing this guy around all season long. If it's one side I'm going to take in this conversation, it's going to be José Caballero's because you guys have misused him all year long. Just like Yarborough, who you're starting to use correctly now, bringing him in for middle relief, trying to get 3 innings out of him. Hello, McFly. That's just baseball. That's smart baseball. And you know what? It even seems like the New York Yankees are winning all the time. This is a very close race in the AL East. If you look at the best records in Major League Baseball in the top 6, you got the Tampa Bay Rays, the Yankees, and the Boston Red Sox right up there. So this weekend series against the Boston Red Sox, I hope the Yankees aren't trying to look past the Astros to the big series this weekend. They need to take care of business right now. Also, before we go, Will Warren, doing Will Warren things. 5 innings pitched, 7 hits, 2 earned runs, 4 strikeouts, 1 home run, 98 pitches. He almost had a 5.55 deal, but he got out of that inning. Just underwhelming all the time. The best ability of Will Warren is his availability. I have seen 0 progress in this guy all season long. The wins that he had in the beginning of the season was because he was getting the only pitcher that was getting run support on the whole Yankees staff. And you know what? He's just a warm body at this point, and we need him to clog up starts. So the Yankees, if you want to put a silver lining on this, the New York Yankees get 10 hits tonight. They scored, 7 runs? And now the New York Yankees are getting hits in bunches. And dare I say, they listened to New York Minute and the New York Nuts here and changed their approach, just like the Toronto Blue Jays. But you know what? A boy can dream, can he? But you can go over to Instagram. That's New York Minute Sports, NEWYRKMIN. Also, go over to the New York Nuts merch store. That's the beautiful blue line underneath the video. All the T-shirts made during the show were made in the USA, just like yours truly. Don't forget, New York Minute Sports is going to be covering football this year. Let me know in the comments below who you follow and what NFL teams. I'm going to be doing a similar post-game show with hot takes and video clips and some comedy involved. And I'm going to be doing a wall-to-wall football show along with the baseball. The baseball's going absolutely nowhere. And I ask you, don't go anywhere, and don't forget to like, and don't forget to subscribe. And remember, if you can't be good, be bad, baby. Good night, Canada. Bye.
That's your boy.
So
He
have the
said
word.
he was.
Goodbye. That's my boy.